Hi everyone, it's Trishna. So in the United States, we are going to be celebrating Thanksgiving this week, and I thought Thanksgiving that this would be a good week to do a reading, do an oracle card pull and a psychic reading around this question of how can we practice more gratitude in our lives. And gratitude is such a powerful practice, especially if you want to manifest your desires. There have been times where I was just being grateful in general, and what came to me in my life were really pivotal, amazing things, and they were like exactly what I needed at that particular time, even if I wasn't thinking about trying to manifest that in my time. So gratitude is just such a powerful energy and vibration to hold. Like, if you are struggling to manifest, if you want the easiest way to manifest your desires, there's only one thing that you need to practice, and that is gratitude. That's it. Appreciation. That's it. And you will get everything that you want. No need to overcomplicate it. If you do that, you're going to start getting the things that you want. You will see the universe shift to you and your desires, and it's beautiful. It's magical, and it's something that I fell out of practice with maybe a year ago, and it's something that I brought back into my life about 6 to 7 months ago, and it's just such a game changer. So and I love Thanksgiving for that portion of Thanksgiving. There are, of course, other things about Thanksgiving that are darker in nature and the history, etc., but I like to really focus on the gratitude portion. So we're going to do the intuitive portion of this reading. As I shuffle the cards, probably going to pull 3 cards. They're going to be jumper cards, and it's going to be a free flow spread, so just whatever comes through and wants to be shared with us around how we can practice more gratitude in our lives, maybe how we can help others practice more gratitude in their lives, not to change them, but just because it's such a magical practice that if it resonates with them, maybe they can have amazing things in their life too, especially with 22 just around the corner. Let's set up our energy to be powerful, straddling worlds, wandering between realms. Just as I was talking about how 2022 is just around the corner. New world, new realm. All right. While we shuffle, what intuitive messages Spirit wants to share with us? What do we need to know to be able to practice more gratitude in our lives? I'm not getting too much, actually, and that's rare. But it basically seems like what I'm getting is that this is just such a natural part of us, being able to feel thanks, feel gratitude, feel appreciation. It's actually one of our most natural states. It is our most natural state. It is other people, society, how we've grown up, the external that has made us step away from that essence of ourselves. Makes us forget, distracts us from what's really real. Distracts us from who we are in our own power. So gratitude is actually very natural for us. If you try to practice gratitude and you haven't been doing it for a while, and you start off and you don't feel anything, it feels like you're just reading something off of a piece of paper or writing words down or just thinking thoughts, that is okay. It does not mean that you are not a natural at it. It does not mean that you can't practice it and it's not your manifestation technique of that's going to work for you. It will. Again, let me emphasize, if you're trying to manifest and you want the simplest way to do that, the way that will work for you every single time, no fluff, no frills, no confusion, it's gratitude. Everybody can do it. It is your essence. It is your natural state. Harvey. Okay. If you hear that tapping, it's Harvey under my feet. All right, we got 3 cards. I was getting something else. Okay, yeah, right. So if you've been trying to practice gratitude, or you want to practice gratitude and you start and you can't connect with it, you can't connect with the feeling, it's just a thought, it's just something that you think, it's just words you write down on a piece of paper or words that you read and just like, I don't feel it. It doesn't mean that you can't practice it. It doesn't mean that you're cold. It just means that you're out of practice. And what will happen is you just sit there and you try to feel it. Don't overdo it. Spend 5 minutes just trying to feel gratitude. After that, let it go. And I'm telling you, within a week, probably less, you will feel gratitude when you read those words. When you think about people, you will feel it. And every day is going to be different. Some days you're going to feel it more. Some days you're going to feel it less. But just, you can feel it. It will happen. There have been several times when I've gotten out of practice, and when I rejoin it and restart it, it takes me a few days before I actually feel it. But then I do. And so it's okay. Let it take its time. It's there. It's there. I promise you it's there. Okay. So let's see what the cards have to say. The first one is straddling worlds, wandering between realms. Right now, if you're trying to manifest and it's not working, or just in general, even if you're not trying to manifest, just in general, you are currently straddling between worlds. We have positives and we have negatives. We have things we're excited about, things that we're worried about. We're always straddling in between these two different worlds of feeling. And that's why a lot of the times that's why a lot of the times our life experience is either up and down, or it's kind of mediocre. And we look to other people and we're like, how did they achieve this amazing life? It's because they're not straddling worlds. They're not being split in their energy. They're not having the positives and the negatives. And it's okay to have up days and down days and things that we're excited about, things that we're dreading. That's all a part of the experience. It's all a part of what we're supposed to feel here, so that we can take our fears and up level them over time and just like catapult everything that there is. But on that journey, even though we have these highs and these lows, it's important to not be straddling those worlds, but to have a common point. And that common point is the practice of gratitude. Being grateful for the things that we have. Being grateful for the things that are to come. Being grateful for the things that we wish we had, or the things that aren't going well, for the lessons that they can bring us. Being grateful, knowing that if we focus on the positives as much as possible of whatever it is that we don't like, even the littlest things, that is going to transform it into something that we are truly, truly grateful for. I kind of want to pull more cards around this. Straddling worlds. What else do you want to share? Yeah, so much of our reality is about straddling worlds. We live in such polarity, and that's okay. But it is something that we need to evolve out of and grow out of. And it's something that I saw we're gonna start maturing around in 2022, maybe like 6 months in. It's gonna be a journey, but it is something that we need to grow out of, and that starts from within. It starts from the polarities that we have within, of looking at the pros and cons of a situation, looking at the pros and cons of a person, instead of just appreciating the situation, appreciating the person. We sometimes get so analytical. And I understand that in certain parts of life, certain times of life, that's important. If you are dating and it's somebody new, you might be wanting to make a pro and con list of that person to see if they are actually a good fit, someone you should stay with. Maybe it's been difficult. Maybe you don't know that they've been treating you very well. Sometimes a pros and cons list is good, but don't overdo the pros and cons list, because sometimes you just need to appreciate the person as they are. And when you do that, it doesn't mean that you are accepting less than what you're worth. It doesn't mean that you're going to just be appreciative of the situation or the person and it's just going to stay that way forever. That's not what happens at all. What ends up happening is, because you appreciate as much as possible, either that person starts to transform to be more of what you will appreciate, or that person ends up leaving because they can't match your level of appreciation. They're no longer matched to you, and someone else comes in that is a much closer match. So you will always get what you want, but yeah, and the key is appreciation, even if it doesn't always make sense to you, but it does make sense. When you try this, if you haven't already, I'm sure many of you have, but if you haven't, you will see the results, and they will happen sooner than you think. It's powerful. Okay, so we have Netcaster. Preparations come to fruition. One of the things that happens, or that helps with gratitude, is going down the line. So, at Thanksgiving, because that's what's inspiring this message. You may be attending a Thanksgiving event and you're there and the food's amazing. What do you give thanks to? The situation, thanks for being invited, thanks for the people that are there, thanks for the food. Okay, so we'll go with the food. Then when you think about the food, thanks for the food. Okay, thanks for who made the food, the host. Thanks for who was able to purchase the food. Maybe the host purchased the food. Thanks for the job that allowed that person, that helped that person. Abundance doesn't come from jobs, it comes from the universe, but the job that helped the person be able to purchase the food. The grocery store that contained the food, that held it there for us to easily access. The trucks that brought the food from the farm or some other distribution center. The people that work at the grocery store to maintain the food at the distribution center, to make sure it gets out to the right stores in the right quantities so that you can have it at your table. The farmers who grew the food. The earth that allows us to grow the food. So when you go down the line, all the ways of preparation, it opens up so many doorways of gratitude, and it's easier to get into those feelings of gratitude even more, or expand upon them if you're already feeling them. So that's one exercise that might be able to help you. Then we have Dragon's Hoard, protecting the future. When you practice gratitude, you are protecting your future because you are creating it. Let's pull another card. Drifter. Okay, we're gonna pull 2 cards because I saw that other one. So we got Drifter, experience life as it comes. My husband told me a quote today that I really liked, and I wrote it down in my planner as an affirmation that's going to come up, because I already have a few other quotes in there, and I just add them to each week. So then when the week comes up, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember this quote from 3 weeks ago. But he told me a quote where he said something like, life is a Tetris game, stop playing it like it's chess. And I feel like Drifter makes me think of that, experiencing life as it comes. As we go through life and as we experience it, and as we're grateful for it, the things that come to us are going to be so much more fun, so much more exciting, so much more playful. So allow life to come to you as it will, as it wants. Find ways to be appreciative of it, regardless of how things may look on the surface. Knowing that when you are appreciative of it, you're getting deeper down to the root of what you really, really, really want, and you're going to get that. The other thing about gratitude that's so powerful is it is the underlying emotion of everything that you want. If you were to have all of your desires, wouldn't you feel grateful in that moment? That's why you practice it. And that's why it works so powerfully, is because it is the underlying energy of all of the desires that you have. So if you already feel that now, you're going to get so much of what you want so fast. Then we have the Fool's Embrace, transmuting pain. Gratitude certainly transmutes pain because it gives us a different perspective on things. Or if we're choosing to feel grateful about something that is not the situation that's giving us pain, that's fine too. Because again, if there's a particular situation in your life that isn't going well, it's bringing you a lot of pain, you don't have to sit around making yourself feel grateful for it. That's too much effort. That's really trying. And sometimes it might make you feel worse. So what do? Well, you feel grateful about something in your life that's easier to feel grateful for. And when you do that, it's going to improve the situation that you have pain in. Because gratitude is the underlying emotion of everything. So it doesn't matter what you feel grateful for. It's going to help everything in your life. The other thing is sometimes we may feel like a fool for being grateful for things that haven't come yet, for things that look good on paper but we're not sure how it's going to turn out. We have this fear of being a fool, for getting excited and possibly that not turning out how we want it to. But embrace it. Do the Fool's Embrace. Go for it. Because even if that thing doesn't pan out, remember it's the underlying energy of everything. So if that thing doesn't pan out, something else is going to pan out in big time because you took that leap. Finally, we have Falling Angel, spiritual narcolepsy. If you are feeling asleep in your spirituality, if you're feeling confused, if you're feeling disengaged, unengaged, disengaged, if you are feeling like it's not something you really want to be a part of anymore, or that you want to do, that it was a phase that you were in, but you're separating yourself from that phase, that is totally cool. Maybe it is time for you to try something different, for you to go a different path, or maybe not take a spiritual path at all. All of that's fine. But just still practice gratitude, because it can be tied to anything. It can be tied to religion. It can be tied to law of attraction. It can be tied to just wanting to be a good person. It can be completely unattached to anything else. It is the ultimate vibration, the ultimate practice, and it supersedes any and all human rules like religion, etc., that we sometimes associate that word with. Or holiday, you know. If Thanksgiving isn't really a positive holiday for you, you don't have to, you don't have to make it about Thanksgiving. It's separate from that. Let's pull one more card. We got 22. It's a master number. We got 42. The answer to life and everything, all that is, everything that is. We got 52. It's the number of cards in a playing deck. Sorry. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm being grateful for the numbers on the cards. That's what I'm doing. There you go. You can be grateful about just about anything. It doesn't matter what. All right, let's pull another card. Let's see. Anything else? Help us practice more gratitude. For me, a lot of this, I feel like, no, I guess it was all answering the question, how to practice gratitude. It wasn't quite how I envisioned it. But I guess I don't know what I was expecting. Yeah, this is great. I especially like the whole fearing looking like a fool. And I wonder if that's something that I do, but I have not been conscious of. Because I felt an activation there. Felt a lot of shifts in me there. Any other guidance? Kind of getting the message that that was it. That's it. All right, I'll do one more shuffle. One falls out. None fell out. Okay, cool. All right, well, I hope that as you approach this week, whether you are celebrating Thanksgiving or not, that you practice more gratitude starting today and make it something that's daily, something that's on your to-do list every day. If that resonates for you, some people will see it as a chore if they do it that way, but just remind yourself to do it each day. I remember in the movie The Secret that one person had like a stone, like a special stone that he found, and he kept it in his pocket, and every time he touched it, it reminded him to be grateful. So if you don't like the to-do list idea, then, do something like that, or a necklace or something, and every time you touch it, or every time you have to adjust it or something like that, that it reminds you to practice gratitude, and you think about something that you're grateful for, or you just feel it. And, just however it works for you. So I hope that whether or not you're celebrating Thanksgiving, that this is a practice that you start to embody. As the magic starts happening in your life when you practice this, please let me know, because it would just make my day. It's just so exciting. And I think I'm going to practice it even more deeply, even though I have been for the past 6 months. I think I'm going to try to practice it more deeply as well. And I'm really excited about what's to come. I'm just excited thinking about it. So anyways, with that, that concludes this video, and I will see you in my next one.